What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome to another episode of Pips and Points. I'm your host, Jono, and I want to thank you all for coming over and obviously watching another episode where we can connect with one another, obviously, and in regards to the NAS100. Okay, you want to take big opportunities that's coming out of the NAS100, and I'm glad that you've been able to come and join me today as we look through it. Now, today is Sunday, the 20th of February, and the time, believe it or not, is 1800. Yeah, so not 2000 hours, okay, which is 8 o'clock, right? And a few seconds ago, I literally saw this. It was the 20th of Feb's at 8:20, right? So it was 20, 20, 20. How cool is that? Full synchronization. The next thing I want to do is give a shout out to all my Pictonites. These are my subscribers. I want to thank you for coming over, sticking with me as we go through this journey of analyzing the NAS100, looking for the best possible opportunities to collect some pips and points. And I believe that we're in the perfect opportunity to do that from this week onwards. I also want to thank all the new guys coming over to watch my video for the very first time. Ideally, I release videos every single day in the evening. Okay, sometimes it's not always the case, but I'll say out of the 5-day week, possibly at the bare minimum 3 of those days I would have released videos. Okay, at the most all 5 days throughout the week I'll be releasing videos, and on an occasion I might deliver a video on the weekend depending on what's going on in my life at the time. All right, so let's get into it. So the last video I recorded was on a Thursday, and the position I took on the Thursday was the only position, so I did not take a position on the Friday. So that position that I took on the Thursday was definitely profitable. So we're going to go into the hourly, and I'm just going to show you exactly what I was able to get. Right, I took a position, and I was in that position for most of that day. So I took the position from up here, right, and I was closed out about here when this wick started to push up, and this was during the early hours of the morning. So when I woke up on the Friday, I saw all of this, and I was like, you know what, I can't be asked to be in a position on a Friday just in case it doesn't work out in the weekend, blah blah blah. So I didn't do anything, but this is what I got on the Thursday, which was fantastic. I was really happy with that. So the whole of last week I took no L's whatsoever. So that's fantastic. That's the results I'm looking for, and that's what we're sticking to. All right. So remember, I also said in the Thursday video, either the Thursday video or the Wednesday video, I think that was when I actually drew out this little red box over here, was that price, I believe price was going to come down here, right? And because it tied in with this situation over here, okay, right? And also, just as a quick little thing just to add for those guys that want me to do things on a daily, all right, literally this is what we got going on, right? So at the moment, if you was to look at this overall situation, what we got here right now, okay, market has lined up perfectly with the high that was produced in April 2021. That's this area right here. That is this area right here. Okay, so this is where the current price is right now, and markets will be opening very soon, but the current price ties in with these two spots right here, and this is where price is. Okay, so if I zoom it out, this is where price is right now. Let's get rid of this line over here. We don't need that. This is where price is. This little faint little line, this is where it is. It touches all of these tops right here. Okay, now, and the low is a lower low. Which obviously for those guys that are truly invested in the NAS itself, so the NASDAQ itself, they're not going to be loving this, because this is looking more like a downtrend. But for us, the guys that are trading it, this actually is a fantastic opportunity, because this shape that we are seeing right now, this building up along the bottom right now, okay, this is And I'm not saying this is how it's going to be, because sometimes it just does not go like that. Just look, you could get this, and then maybe another 2 more times, and then it will shoot up. So the rest of this year is looking interesting in regards to how the market's going to go. So between now and the end of the year, it might take a little while before we see this going up into some kind of an uptrend, because looking at the structure that I'm looking at now, this does not fill me with a positive vibe that we are in an uptrend, just because of these 2 areas right here. These 2 areas right here is doing something different that it hasn't done before. That's why I said the previous drawing that we did over here is now irrelevant. It's now irrelevant. This structure is now fully fledged broken. It is broken. Like, look, this is it here. If we do it, this is where it broke, right here. And obviously, and from that point, this is why I took all my reds, right? Because I was buying around this area, hoping that it was going to bounce to produce a higher high, and then we had the correction, and then it shut down. And ever since then, I've been scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to recoup my losses that I made in this one move over here. But as you can see with this little trend line over here right now, okay, you can see we had an uptrend, a clear uptrend, fantastic, looking great. Broke over here, took a fat red over here, right? So I got stung. I won't be forgetting that in a hurry, that I can promise you, hence why I keep going on about it. Okay, and but to be fair, in all honesty, the red was not that bad, but it's just that it just hurt my account in a way that I wasn't expecting it, because everything was going hunky-dory, and literally it just ruined everything when that happened. All right, so I just pull it out there, because when I actually show you my MT5 account with all of these trades over here, right, when I actually show that to you, you might be like, is that what he was complaining about? Like, is that what he was complaining about? Like, really? Come on. But no, it's not that, because you're trying to build something and it just crumbled the whole thing. It destroyed the whole thing in like 5 days. Yeah, about 5 days. It destroyed the whole thing. So hence why I was very, very, very sore about that, because I hate losing, right? It's the attitude of winners. Winners hate to lose, right? And I hate losing. So I lost it. I lost the plot. I'm not gonna lie. I did. It wasn't that big, but for me, it was the principle of I had a solid system and I got stung. So we're not gonna go into that rant for too long, because I'm trying to obviously explain something to you guys, right? So price is now over here. We've recognized that, okay, right? These are bottoms that obviously that we've noticed, and we noticed that this is where structure broke to give us the correction, okay? So these are the things we now know. So let me get rid of all of these things, and bottom line, you can go back through the video and pause and catch whatever you want to see from that point onwards, right? So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm trying to keep this a little bit clean, a little bit nice and tidy. Okay, so what are we looking for now? So what am I looking for now? There's 2 things I'm looking for right now, okay, which is I'm interested in what the structure of this area right here. So let me go into the hourly. Right? Actually, no, 4 hourly is better. Yes, much better. Okay, so what I'm interested in right now, okay, is, let's get rid of this little box as well. So what I am interested in right now is what is going to happen now in terms of start of the week, which is going to be in a few hours time. Markets will be opening, okay, so markets will be opening, and I'm interested to see what this next week is going to point down to. Is it going to start climbing from here, right, which will make sense, or is it going to fall further down to fill this wick over here, right? Because it's already filling this wick, but is it going to fill it all the way down? Because let's face it, this wick, I believe, needs to be filled. Let me just zoom in on that so I can give you guys a better shot. All right, so Piptonites, you see the things I do for you, right? So is this wick over here going to be filled? Because remember, this was a massive parabolic liquidity grab that shot all the way down, and then shot back up again, okay? And this particular situation, I'm just gonna squeeze it all in a bit. Hopefully I can get it all in one shot. We're now in this exact zone again, right? This exact zone again. So if you decide that you're going to buy from this level, just know a liquidity grab could happen in this zone right here. You want to be super careful, and you want to make sure that your stop is quite meaty. If you decide that at the opening of the market today, you're going to put in a buy order just purely based on the position of where this is, because this thing could actually suck you all the way down to about here and then pull back up again. That could actually happen. Okay, so that's something that I want you to be aware of. So me personally, what am I going to do when market opens? Well, first off, I'm not going to do anything tonight. When market opens, I'm going to wake up in the morning and then try to get a feel, God willing, wake up in the morning, because like I say, I'm not in control of a lot of things, and I like to always acknowledge that part that I'm not in control of a lot of things. So all being well, I have a good night's sleep, I wake up nice and strong tomorrow morning, God willing, and we'll figure out where everything is, right? So so if market pushes its way down here, I would want to see a confirmation that it wants to go back up again. And if it confirms to me that it wants to go back up again, so I'm just going to bring this down a bit. If it confirms it wants to go back up again, then this is where I would expect it to go. I would expect it for it to, so in the night, opens up, market opens, continues to push down. This is all hypothetical. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please subscribe, become a pip tonight, so that you can obviously hit the notifications so you can get my videos as I upload it. And then obviously that could help you make decisions in the market in regards to what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. All right, so where was that? So if market opens right, and it pushes down, okay, I'll be waiting for some kind of confirmation that it wants to do this. Okay, now if it does do this, right, and we get it up to this level over here or anywhere over here, I will then expect a pullback to the second trend line, which is this one over here, the one underneath, and then a push to the upside. Okay, and then at that point I would then gauge the structure as to what is happening to decide what I'm going to do. So for example, if say this happens, and this will be say a move that could potentially take a couple of days, so it's not something that we're going to get in one day or in 1 week. This could be a whole 2 week to 3 week move we're looking at right now in terms of what I've drawn out. Okay, what I would want to see is if it rests over here, right, okay, which then would have created a double top, right, or if it goes up here. If it goes up here and starts to pull back down again, okay, if it goes up here and starts to pull back down again, is at this point that I will know that we are in a fully fledged downtrend with the NAS100. So the correction that I said was over will be 1,000,000% not over, and there'll be a lot worse to come, which for us means we can pick it up for a lot cheaper. All right, that will be my take on that. So if it comes up here and begins to pull back down from this level, right, pulls back down from this level right here, what it would essentially would have done is, is that we'll be having some kind of a rising flag on this level, and rising flags don't always, don't always break down, but most of the time they do, right? So I would be reading that as a downtrend, even though it looks like an up, right? Because remember, you always got to keep an eye on the structure within the structure within the structure, so you get the overall picture as to what market is trying to do. Do you know what I mean? That's what you want. You always want to have a massive overview of exactly what market is doing, because that's going to give you a better chance with entries. And even if you have a bad position that you get into, if you're able to see that, you'll know if it's worth hanging on to it or if you just need to cut the whole thing loose. Do you know what I mean? So with this said now, okay, what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? Or tonight, actually. Well, let's just call it tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow, I'll be thinking market is going to push down even further. And then we're going to get a little push. Then we probably will get a confirmation that it wants to go up. Okay, at the same time, it could pull down even further. It could pull down even further. And if it does pull down, then it's fair to say correction isn't over, because let's face it, this thing, if you look at this right now, this is still a downtrend. This is still a downtrend, and it's this little structure that is giving me hope to say that there might be a potential of an uptrend. But with that uptrend, as long as it remains within this little zone right here, it would be a false uptrend that you're looking at. It would be a false uptrend that you're looking at, and it will actually still be a downtrend. Because one thing we have to bear in mind, this winning structure that we've been enjoying for so long, right? This little winning structure right here that we've been enjoying for so long, right? Could be over. This whole situation that we've been enjoying, and bearing in mind, I joined this party late, like literally, I joined the party from about here. And I rode it all the way up here, made some nice pips. Then I took a couple L's around this region over here. I was like, oh, you know what, let me wait. I don't like selling the NAS, you know, the NAS, which is true. I don't like selling the NAS, but last week, after I took that L, I re-looked at my overall strategy, and I'm like, you know what the hell, I'm selling. If this thing wants to fall, let it fall. I'm selling. I don't want to short the NAS, but if I have to, because listen, I gotta keep the lights on. Yeah, just like you, we all gotta keep the lights on. So we gotta do what needs to be done. So I sold it, and I've been happy for the last 2 weeks that I did sell it, because I've been doing very well, very well. Do you know what I mean? So obviously I want this to bounce back up, but if it's not gonna bounce back up, then it's not gonna bounce back up. We're just gonna short the whole thing, and win. Either way, I'm gonna win, and I hope you, my pip tonight, you win too. I was gonna say I hope you join me, but like I said, not financial advice. You got to do your homework, so you got to do the homework. Make sure it all makes sense to you, and then if it does, naturally, you then make the move. But you know what? I really like this convergence over here, though. Look at that. It just looks so smooth where the X just marks this whole region right here. I like it. Yeah, I know it's a bit silly, but yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Okay, so what else can I see? That's basically it, really. That is basically really. There's one more thing that I would like to add, hence why I'm quite confident that it is going to break to the upside, but I don't think it's going to create a new higher high as soon as now. We have to wait to see what it does at this level. This level is the level that we absolutely need to see what it does to see if it flies above it. Now, one thing that I do know, that if we do catch it right at the bottom, there is some nice gains to this level right here. Very nice gains to this level right here. I don't know what's going to happen beyond. I don't know if it's going to pull back down or continue to go up. My feeling from this move over here is that the correction is over. This move in this area right here could prove me right if it pushes up and breaks above and maintains the strength to the upside. This whole structure right here could prove me right, but at the same time it could push up only to come back down again. And if this structure here maintains itself, so this trend line maintains and it dances along it, then there is a very, very, very high chance that this is going to break down. This is going to break down, and we're going to get a new lower low, which is great news in terms of we're able to pick up the NAS for the cheap, but it also means that there's a lot more pain coming, and then at which point I would then have to try to figure out how low can the NAS really go. You know, I think that's going to be the title of this video. How low can the NAS really go? Do you know what I mean? Because this is low. This is low. Even for the NAS, it's low. It's created a new lower low. When was the last time I did that? Let's take a look. The last time we created a new lower low was during the situation. Obviously, it was. I'll tell you the date. The date was March 19th, 2020. And it's funny. Look at the day today. The day is the 20th of Feb. and it's 8 o'clock in the evening, which is on the 24-hour clock, is 20. And if you go to the very beginning of the video and you keep an eye on this section, the video started at 20. 20. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You've got to add a bit of humor to things, right? So, guys, once again, I want to thank you for spending your evening with me today. I definitely appreciate you for that. I definitely appreciate you even more if you become a pip tonight and hit the subscribe button. And if you like this content, which I know you're going to like this content, okay, destroy the like button. Hit the like button. And also, drop a comment. Just let me know where you're watching from. I know most of my viewers are watching from South Africa, so big up to South Africa. You know, you guys are, I always liked you guys. Like, literally, I like everybody, but I like South Africans. Like, you just got so much going on. Literally, one day, hopefully, I'm going to be visiting down there soon. You know, hopefully, grab a nice little table, enjoy some of the South African culture, overlooking the tabletop mountain. You know, I want to be doing all of that cool stuff, you know what I mean? So hopefully one day, very soon, I'll be down there in the flesh in South Africa, taking in the scenery. But yeah, so guys, because obviously I'm recording from London, you can tell by the accent, this is a Londoner speaking from the UK. So yes, I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so guys, thank you for coming over and giving me your precious time and connecting with me as we talk about the NAS and obviously take advantage of it during these uncertain times. And I hope you will continue to stick with me, which I believe you will. And I hope if you're coming over here for the very, very, very first time, become a pip tonight. Hit the subscribe button. It's the easiest thing to do. And there's so much things you can benefit of how we do things on this channel. Like, you really benefit, because literally I'm putting my heart and soul into this. Right? I'm putting my heart and soul into this. I'm not trying to tell you some nonsense about ikimokos and all that other jazzy stuff. This is what is happening, what we're most likely going to do. Sometimes what we're looking for happens, sometimes what we're looking for doesn't happen. That's the nature of the beast that we're in at the moment, all right? But however, over here, you're getting pure honesty. Pure honesty. My deepest personal opinion on what I think is going to happen. And these are moves that I most likely make. If I don't make them, I don't make them, but I usually make them. Okay, and sometimes I make moves off camera. Well, most of the time I make my moves off camera because I can only record for a certain portion of the day, and most of that day is keeping an eye on this and da 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 da. But ideally, if I do make a move, I like to make a video by in the evening and tell you exactly what it is I've done and how I've done it. All right. So I want to thank you all for coming over. I don't know how many times I said to thank you for coming over, but I want to thank you for coming over. And yep, I wish you all the best. We're looking forward to Money Monday, which is tomorrow, the 21st of February. Okay. And hopefully we're going to collect some nice, awesome pips, right? Nice, awesome pips from tomorrow. So guys, you've been great, you've been fantastic, and this is Jono signing out.